sneak peek of the Pittsburgh airport today. What a treat that was. Definitely a lot of amazing things I saw in there. Okay, here's the rundown. So the constellations are on the ceiling. Obviously, the roof is to kind of show a canopy effect, like Appalachia trees and things like that. That's what they were going for. It's awesome and it's definitely unique. Okay, so American probably has the coolest signage because they have the bridges in it. All the other ones didn't really show anything Pittsburgh per se. The benches were okay. You definitely probably can't sleep overnight there. I wish they would throw some international plugs there too, just for the British Airways people. The paper towels definitely touched the counter. That was kind of weird. They need to raise that. And they stuck British Airways in the corner. They shouldn't do that. Bathrooms, though, the doors go to the ground, or at least within a couple inches of it. That is awesome. You don't have that awkward gap in there. Big change. Spirits counters were nice. They had actually dedicated kiosks. This company can't be going under. They look like they just spent a good buck doing this. I also don't want them to go anywhere anyway because we need more budget carriers. It just should be a little bit more competitive in that market, and the experience can't be that terrible that people don't do it. Okay, let's do a quick little zip around the airport. So we got JetBlue over there. No Frills Airline, they recently pulled some flights, but they fly to JFK now. Obviously, the natural light is probably the biggest change here. That's the biggest kind of benefit to this type of terminal. It's going to be a nice, inviting type of feel. United had fancy ticket counters, like they have branding on the ticket counters. I think that's worth it if the airline can do it. It gives it a little personal touch. The other ones could probably all be changed around depending on the needs. That's why again I was talking about Spirit and hoping they don't go under. We need the competition. Southwest is right by the walkway down to security, and you have this nice open space in between the ticket counters. You should have no issues with crowds, lines, etc. There's probably a couple more dining options here coming that are more like quick bites, like stuff on the go. I'd love to see a grocery store get put in here like they do in Europe, or at least something that has fresh food, maybe sandwiches, stuff like that. Build your own salads. It's just an idea. I think it's a good one. American has their ticket counters over here. They have a decent amount of space in the ticket hall. It still is, the reminder that this used to be a U.S. Airways hub. That's why they had to right size this airport. U.S. Airways had built the previous one to their needs, and then the company went under after, various trials and tribulations. Allegiant and British Airways are over here. I think that's a kind of a funny combination. I would almost put British Airways and American next to each other because they're at least the same network. But I guess that's what happens when British Airways has only one